How now? I guess Coriolanus? I've never heard of this. It sounds Roman. Oh, so you guys are definitely going to jail for this. Coriolanus, for melting my siding over here. Seeing Rome in the neighborhood. Corioli in the neighborhood. Antium. Act 1. Scene 1. Rome, a street. Before we proceed any further, hear me speak. Speak, speak. You are all resolved rather to die than to famish. Resolved, resolved. First, you know Caius Marcius is chief enemy to the people. We know it, we know it. Let us kill him, and we'll have corn at your own price. It's the verdict. No more talking on't. Let it be done. Away, away. One word. Good citizens. We are accounted poor citizens. The patricians good. What authority Sir Fitz on would relieve us, if they would yield us but the superfluity, while it were wholesome, we might guess they relieved us humanely. But they think we are too dear. The leanness that afflicts us, the object of our misery, is Anne, dollar bill. Annuit sept it's no. Annuit septis novus ordo seclorum. Here's a clue. When the bankers come through and they still don't listen, you know you have a problem. We are accounted. We are accounted, poor citizens. The patricians good, with authority Sir Fitz on would relieve us, if they would yield us but the superfluity. While it were wholesome, we might guess they relieved us humanely, but they think we are too dear. The leanness that afflicts us, the object of our misery, is an inventory. An anvil, to particularize their abundance. Our sufferance is a gain to them. Let us revenge this with our pikes, ere we become takes. For the gods know I speak this in hunger for bread, not in thirst for revenge. Would you proceed especially against Caius Marcius? Against him first, he's a very dog to the commonalty. Consider you his services he has done for his country. Very well, I could be content to give him good report for it, but that he pays himself with boring, proud. Nay, but speak, but... Phoenix Ace is looking for a way out right now, but... Nay, but speak not maliciously. I say unto you, what he hath done famously, he did it to the end. Though soft-conscious men can be content to say it was for his country, he did it to please a mother. And to be partly proud, which he is even to the altitude of his virtue. I've met a friend, I believe. What he cannot help in his nature, you account in vice in him. You must in no way see he is covetous. If I must not, I need you... Hold on, I'll fix this right up. If I must not, I need not be barren of accusations. He hath faults, with surplus to tire and repetition. What shouts are these? The other side o'er the city is risen. Why stay we prating here? To the capital. Come. Soft, who comes here? Worthy Menenius Agrippa, one that has always loved the people. He's one honest enough, would all the rest were so. What works, my countrymen, in hand? Where go you with bats and clubs? The matter? Speak, I pray you. Our business is not unknown to the Senate. They have had inkling this fortnight what we intend to do, which now will show 'em in deeds. They say poor suitors have strong breasts. They shall know we have strong arms, too. Why, masters, my good friends, my honest neighbors, will you undo yourselves? We cannot, sir. We're undone already. I tell you, friends, most charitable care have the patricians of you. For your wants, your suffering, and your dearth, you may as well strike at the heaven with your staves as lift them against the Roman state, which course will on the way it takes, cracking 10,000 curbs, a more strong link asunder than ever appear in your impediment. For the death the gods are not patrician. Make it and your knees to them not arms, must help, alack. You are transported by calamity, thither where more attend you, and you slander the helms of the state who care for you. When you curse them as enemies, care for us. True indeed, they ne'er care for us, yet suffer us in famish, and their storehouses crammed with grain. Make edicts of more of ussury to support usurers. Repeal daily any wholesome act established against the rich, and provide more piercing statutes daily to chain up and restrain the poor. If the wars eat us not up, they will, and there's all the love they hear us. Either you must confess yourselves wondrous malicious, or that accused of folly. I shall tell you a pretty tale. It may be you have heard it, but since it serves my purpose, I will venture to scale a little more. Because you're the one that has it down in that well there, buddy. Well, I'll hear it, sir, that you must not think Bob all a disgrace to the tale, but an't please you deliver it. There was a time when all the body's members rebelled against the belly, thus accused it that only like a gulf had remained by the midst of the body, idle and unactive, still covered in the viand, never bearing like labor with the rest, where their other instruments did see and hear, devise, instruct, walk, feel, and mutually participate, did minister unto the appetite and affection common of the whole body. George said no. The belly answered. Well, sir, what answers made the belly? Sir, I shall tell you, what a kind of smile which ne'er came from the lungs, but even thus. For look you, I may make the belly smile as well as speak. It tauntingly replied to the discontented members, the mutinous parts that envied his receipt. Even so most fitly as you malign our senators for that they are not such as you. Your belly's answer? What? The kingly crowned head, the valiant eyes, vigilant eye, the counsel heart, the on our shoulder, our steed the leg, the tongue, our trumpeter with other muniments, and petty helps in this our fabric, if that day. What then? For me, this fellow speaks. What then? What then? Should by the cormorant belly be restrained? Who's the sink of the body? I'm pretty much telling you, my friend in the sky is telling me to kill you. At every little move at this point. That little bubble wrap that you have going on there. Which I have no doubt would be Einstein. I'm just a warning to you. You have made a mistake. I have caught you in it. You have nothing. I have everything. What you're doing is getting together as a group, lying, because you don't want it to be true, because one individual outsmarted the group. Well, what then? The former agents, if they did complain, why would the belly answer? I will tell you, if you'll bestow a small of what you have little, patience a while, you'll hear the belly answer. You're long about it. Note me this, good friend, your most grave belly was deliberate, not rash like his accusers, and thus answered. True is it, my incorporate friends, quoth he, that I receive the general food at first, which you do live upon, and fit it is, because I am the storehouse and the shop of the whole body. But if you do remember, I send it through the rivers of your blood, even to the courts, the heart, to the seat of the brain, and to the cranks and offices of man, to the strongest nerves and small inferior veins. From me receive that natural competency, whereby they live, and know that all at once You, my good friends, this says the belly, mark me. Aye, sir, well, well. Though all at once cannot see what I do deliver out to each, yet I can make my art felt. Let all from each back receive the flower of all, and leave me but the brand. What say you toot? It was an answer.
I'm on your side.
How apply you this? The senators of Rome are this good belly, and you the mutinous members. For examine their counsels and their cares, digest things rightly touching the wheel or the common. You shall find no public benefits which you receive, but it proceeds or comes from them to you. No.
Don't count me out.
And no way from yourselves. What do you think? You the great toe of this assembly? I the great toe? Why the great toe? For that being one or the lowest basis, poorest of this most wise rebellion, thou goest for most. Ah, unfortunately, thou rascal, thou art worse than blood to run. Leadest first to win some vantage, but make you ready your stiff bats and clubs. Rome and her rats are at the point of battle, the one side must have bail. But no. Hail, noble Marcius. Thanks. What's the matter, you dissentious rogues? That rubbing the poor itch of your opinion make yourselves scabs? We have ever your good word. He that will give good words to the will flatter beneath a boring. What would you have, you curs, that like not peace, not war? The one affrights you, the other makes you proud. He that trusts you. Where he should find you lions, finds you hares. Where foxes, geese, you are no surer. No. Then this is the coal of fire upon the ice, or hailstone in the sun. Your virtue is to make him worthy whose offense subdues him, and curse that justice did it. Who deserves greatness deserves your hate, and your affections are a sick man's appetite, who desires most that which would increase his evil. He that depends upon your favor swims with fins of lead, and hews down oaks and rushes. Hang ye, trust ye? With every minute you do change a mind, and call him noble that we now you hate. Him vile that was your garland. What's the matter? That in these several places of the city you cry against the noble senate, who under the gods keep you in awe, which else would feed on one another. What's their seeking? For corn, at their own rates, whereof they say the city's well stored. Hang 'em, they say. They'll sit up the fire and presume to know what's done. I, the capital, who's like to rise, who thrives, and who declines. Cites actions and give out conjectural marriages, making parties strong and feebling such as stand not in their liking. Below their cobbled shoes, they say there's grain enough. With the nobility lay aside their ruth, and let me use my sword. I'll make a quarry with thousands of these quartered slaves, high as I could pick my lance. Nay, these are almost thoroughly persuaded, for though abundantly they lack discretion, yet are they passing cowardly. But I beseech you, what says the other troop? They're dissolved. Hang 'em. They said that we're in Hungary sighed forth proverbs, that hunger broke stone walls, that dogs must eat, that meat was made for months, that the gods sent not corn for the rich men only. With these shreds they wanted their complainings, which being answered for a petition granted them a strange one. To break the heart of generosity and make hold powers look pale, they threw their caps, as they would hang them on the horns of the moon, shouting their emulation. What is granted them? 5 tribunes to defend their vulgar wisdoms, of their own choice. One's Junius Brutus, Signius Valutus, and I know not, death. The rabble should have first unroofed the city, ere so prevailed with me, it will in time win upon power, and throw forth greater themes for insurrections arguing. This is strange. Go, get you home, you fragments. Where's Caius Murcius? Here, what's the matter? The news is, sir, the Voitius are in arms. Why are they doing that still? I want to know why they're driving up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, over and over again, making their noise, like it's mandatory. By no means is it mandatory, and by no means do I have to sit there and listen to that over and over and over again. And by no means is there any law anywhere that says that that is okay. I promise. Especially with my name on it. I don't know what the fuck you have going on, but I'm not putting up with your shit. I promise you, I will approach you at this point moving forward. Nope. Nope. We're not talking through TVs, I promise. Nope. We are sure not. Scott, I promise you, we are not putting up with your shit. I'm glad on't. Then we shall means to vent our musty superfluity. See our best elders. How much you want to bet me on that? Marcus, 'tis true that you have lately told us the vultures are in arms. They have a leader, Tullus Aufidius, that will put you toot. I send to envy in his nobility, and were I anything but what I am, I would wish me only he. You have fought together. We're half to half the world by the ears, and he upon my party, I'd revolt to make my ears with wars with him. He's a lion that I am proud to hunt. Then worthy Marquis, attend upon Cominius to these wars. It is your former promise. Sir, it is, and I am constant. Titus Lartius, thou shalt see me once more strike at you face. What art thou, stiff? Stand us out. No Cagus Marcius, I'll lean upon one crutch and fight with another, ere stay behind this business. O true bred, your company to the capital where I know our greatest friends attend us. Rico, lead you on. Follow Cominius. We must follow you, right worthy you priority. Noma Marcius. Hence to your homes begone. Nay, let them follow. The voicious have much corn. Take these rats thither to northern garners. Worshipful mutiners, your valor puts well forth. Pray follow. Was ever man so proud as Marcius? He has no equal. When we were chosen tribunes for the people, marked you his lip and eyes? Nay, but his taunts. Being moved, he will not spare and gird the gods. Bemock the modest moon. To present wars devour him, he has grown, too proud to be so valiant. Such a nature, tickled with the good success, disdains the shadow which he treads on at noon. But I do wonder his insolence can brook to be commanded under Cornelius, under Cominius. They want me on paper is what they want. They have, oh look. Oh, here's what I have. And they have my speech ahead of time, and they're already, you can go ahead, Army, and get my speech out of the wires here ahead of time. And I'm sure you can do that. Oh. See eyeballs moving. Fame, at the which he aims, in whom already he is not well graced, cannot better behold, nor more attained than by a place below the first. For what miscarries shall be the general's fault. Though he performed to the utmost of a man, and giddy, there he is, giddy censure in my lungs. Nice cold shot there, buddy. Where you at? Up north. Will then cry out of Marcius Oi. If he had borne the business, I hear that radio. You know, you ever heard of a CV radio, right? You know what a CV. I'm sure it's missing a letter there. Oh, Christ. Here, I have something of my own that you're not escaping, as I pointed out. Besides, if things go well, opinion. No, that so sticks on Marcius shall have demerits rob Cominius. Come, half all gravity honors are to Marcius, though Marcus earned them not in all his faults. All Marcus shall be honors, though indeed in aught he merits not. We're down south there, Sputnik. Let's hint and hear how the dispatch is made and in what fashion. That weight. More than his singularity, he goes upon the present action. Let's along. The tooth. The entire mouth, really. And it's actually right here at my tin. Scene 2. Coriolanus, the Senate House. So, your opinion is not an opinion. Aufidius, they that of Rome are entered in our councils and know how we proceed. Is it not yours? Whatever had been thought on in this state that could be brought so boldly? Actia Rome had circumvention. 'Tis not 4 days gone since I heard since. These are the words, I think. I had the letter here. Yes, here it is. They oppress the power, but it is known whether for east or west, the dearth is great. The people mutinous, and its rumored Comanus Marcius, our old enemy, who is of Rome worse hated than of you, and Titus Lartius, the most valiant Roman, were thread led on his preparation. Whether 'tis bent more likely 'tis for you, consider of it. Our armies in the field. We never yet made doubt but Rome was ready to answer us. Nor did you think it folly to keep your great pretenses veiled with when they needs must show themselves, which in the hatching it seemed appeared to Rome. By the discovery we shall be shortened in our aim, which was to take in many towns, ere most Rome should know me more afoot. Noble Aufidius, take your commission. Hie you to your bands, let us alone us to guard Coriolanus. If they sit down before us for the remove, bring up your army, but I think you'll find you're not prepared for us. We doubt not that. I speak from certainties. Nay more, some parcels of the power are forth already, and only hitherward. I leave your honors if we and Caius Marcius chance to meet. 'Tis sworn between us we shall ever strike till one can do no more. The gods assist you, and keep your honors safe. Farewell, farewell, farewell.
Get to the safe zone.
Scene 3. Rome, a room in Marcius' house. I pray you, daughter, sing or express yourself in a more comfortable sort. If my son or my husband, I would freely rejoice in that absence wherein he won honor than in embracements of his bed, where he would show most love, when yet he was but tender-bodied, and the only son of my womb, when youth with comeliness plucked all ease his way, when for a day of kings entreaties a mother should not sell him an hour from her beholding. I, considering him honor would become him such a person, that it was no better than a picture like to hang by the wall, if renown made it not stir, with pleads so let him seek danger where he was like to find fame. To a cruel war I sent him, from whence he returned, his brows bound with oak. I tell thee, daughter, I sprang not more in joy at first hearing. He was a man-child, than now in first seeing he had proved himself a man. But had he died in the business, madam, how then? Then his good report should have been my son, I therein would have found issue. Here me profess sincerely, and I had a dozen sons, each in my love alike, and none less dear than 9. And my good Marcius, I had rather had 11 die nobly for the country than one voluptuous suffered out of action.
Get ready to redeploy.
Madam, the Lady Valeria is come to visit you. Beseech you, give me leave to retire myself. Indeed, you shall. Methinks I hear hither your husband's drum. See him pluck Aufidius down by the hair, as children from a bear. The vultures shunning him, methinks I see him stamped thus and called thus. Come on, you cowards, thus forgotten fear, though you were born in Rome. His bloody brow with his mailed hand, then wiping forth, he goes like to a harvestman that tasks to mow or all or lose his hire. His bloody brow, oi, Jupiter, no blood. Away, you fool! It will become the man when gilt his trophy. The breast of Hecuba, when she did suckle Hector, looked not lovelier than Hector's forehead, when it spit forth blood at Grecian swords, contemning. Tell Valeria we are fit to bid her welcome. Okay, so, no. This is unfortunate. Okay, now we have a serious problem, Ellen. Congress, you're a delusional maniac. I've waited thousands of years for your dumbass.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
I've waited thousands of years for your retarded ass, and then you sit there and try to use that radio off on me in that moment.
Step up. Fire solution was bad. Miss.
Right now they're using whiplash. Are we got a whirlwind on the dick?
You were one of 25.
Are the strippers out? Is it Chippendales?
Dropped them.
What is that? Through the laws of physics here and gravity. Church, you have been caught, and I know you've been caught. NASA, stop using that church. I'm not kidding. It's a little odd to me that you would need a device whenever you have the ISS to send signals down to those submarines. I'm not stupid, as you can see. I really don't like interrupting myself because you like to grip my head and start talking to me as I'm speaking. I'm glad that you used my name on that money to do that. I'm glad that you did that and you thought that that was okay to do that. I'm really glad that you thought that that was okay. And that you think you're going to get out of any kind of trouble that you're in. And you are in trouble. Can you stop walking around? It's your home. Okay, you got it on my name. That's I'm having a problem with because it is his name. Unfortunately for yourself, because it's not on the ground, and at that time it would have been impossible for that to have happened. Let's be honest here, and we've already went through the process. No, we're not doing this with you guys. Stop doing that. It's a small town. You got caught. You thought you were going to watch an individual in the private of his home because it's a small town, is what you did. And he caught you because he's smarter than you. Furthermore, there's an Ark of the Covenant. He is smarter than you, still. It's very unfortunate for you. And I sure hope that that speech is not on that radio tower ahead of the time, Star Rail, or in any kind of boat being sent out through HARP. Ahead of time. Now, why would we need HARP when we have ISS to send it down to those submarines? I ain't no dumbass. You got 1 million satellites and you need that? No. Ark. Heavens bless my lord from fell Ophidius. He'll beat Ophidius head below his knee and tread upon his neck. That's my wife. My ladies both. Good day to you. Sweet madam, I am glad to see your ladyship. How do you both? You are manifest housekeepers. What are you suing here? A fine spot in good faith. How does your little son? I thank your ladyship, well, good madam. He had rather see the swords and hear a drum and look upon his schoolmaster. Oi, my word, the father's son. I'll swear 'tis a very pretty boy. Oi, my troth, I looked upon him Wednesday, half an hour together. He has such a confirmed countenance, nay. I saw him run after a gilded butterfly, and when he caught it, he let it go again. And after it again, and over he comes, and up again, catched it again, or whether his fall enraged him, or how it was, he did fix up his teeth and fear it. Oi, I warrant how he mammoth is. One aunt's father mood, indeed. La, 'tis a noble child. Ah, crack, madam. Come, Lay aside your stitchery. I must have you play the idle housewife with me this afternoon. Oh, is that why the voice is all down low when they sing? Oh, we just sing so much. No, good madam, I will not out of doors. Not out of doors? She shall, she shall. Indeed, no. By your patience, I'll not over the threshold till my lord return from the wars. Fie, you confine yourself most unreasonably. Come, you must go visit with good lady that ties in man. You're untrustworthy. I will wish to visit her with prayers, but I cannot go hither. Why, I pray you. You're untrustworthy. 'Tis not to save labor, nor that I want love. You would be another Penelope. Yet, I don't know Penelope, yet they say all the yarn she spun in Ulysses' absence did but fill Ithaca full of moss. Come, I would your cambric were sensible as your finger, that you might have leave pricking it for pity. Come, you shall go with us. I wonder who that is. Stem cell. No, I'm not shutting up. No, good madam, pardon me. Indeed, I will not forth. In truth, La, go with me, and I'll tell you excellent news of your husband. Oi, good madam, there can be none yet. Where I do not jest with you, there came news from him last night. Indeed, madam? In earnest, it's true. Our senator speaketh. Thus it is. The Volscians have an army forth, against whom Cominius the general is gone, and with one part of your Roman power, your lord and Titus Lartius is set down before their city Corioli. They nothing doubt prevailing, and to make it brief wars. This is true. On my honor, and so I pray, go with us. Give me excuse, good madam, I will obey you in everything hereafter.
Battle Royale.
Let her alone, lady, as she is now, she will but disease our better mirth.
You've got gas closing
In troth, I think she would. Fare you well then, come, good sweet lady, prithee, Virgilia, turn thy soulness out a door, and go along with us. No, at a word, madam, indeed I must not. I wish you much mirth. Well then, farewell. Scene 4 before Corioli. Man, you went out for an errand? Man, you're that bad.
You're clear to engage your
Yonder comes news. A wager they have met. My horse is yours, no? 'Tis done. They probably didn't stray too far, did they? Not a lot of technology around to protect you. 'Tis done. Oh, now that we have the technology, you're just gonna film it, are you? Agreed. Say, has our general met the enemy? They live in view, but have not spoke as yet. So the good horse is mine. I'll buy him of you. No. I'll nor sell nor give him, lend you him I will for 100 years. Some of the town. How far up is he? These armies. Within this mile and a half. Then shall we hear their larum and their hours. No, stop.
your last chance. Fight to earn
K.
deployment.
Use that K. Now, Mars, I prithee, make us quick and work. Now, we with smoking words may march with hints to help our fielded friends. Come, blow thy blast. So use this K. So everybody that uses K
Ready to fight.
is going to feel the K.
Be ready. You're next.
Or if you're surrounded by a bunch of people that use a K. Or if they have the Ark of the Covenant and they're K. That's unfortunate. Tullus Aufidius, as he within your walls? No, nor man that fears you less than he.
Earn
Yes,
redeployment or
that's a
die
lesser than a
trying.
little. Ooh, right on the ass. Hark our drums, are bringing forth our youth. We'll bring our walls. rather than they shall pound us up our gates, which yet some shut. We have but pinned with rushes. They'll open of ourselves. Hark you far off. You're like a bully. You're like that dude that's getting bullied and then he bullies the bully. That's what you're like right there. You start like you're getting bullied and you start flipping shit, and the bully's like, "What the fuck?" You know the word bully? That game? Oh man, I'll just go step by step. I'll just go through the laws of physics here. Oh, there's two of them in there. Who's that woman? Mr. and Mrs. Clayton. The fact that somebody answered that and it wasn't anybody, like, delayed. No, not at all. So there's Chris and that spark. It's a little ball. It's a star that stands out from the rest of the white. Which would actually not be true. There's actually a mark on it. It would be the HQ. Which would be a false narrative.
Your squad mate failed their mission. They're headed back to base.
Which I believe that would be needed to be fixed.
Did someone buy me back in?
Within the laws of physics there, as has been proven. Ooh. Wake they shit up, huh? Have to learn about that one. Little tickle in the throat there, buddy. It's like there's two versions of them. You ever heard of a hologram? You got holograms going on in there? You'd have an advantage with the art. It'd be like a ring of Saturn, wouldn't it? Go ahead and cry for me. I really don't care. That's the little girl that has the attachment. The star. That white light that actually isn't Chris. Our bringing forth our youth will break our walls. No thank you. There is Ophidius. Bliss, what work he makes amongst your cloven army. Oi, they're at it. Their noise be our instruction.
Someone buy me back in?
Ladders, ho. They fear us not, but issue forth their city. Now put your shields before your hearts and fight, with hearts more proof than shields. Advance, brave Titus, then do disdain as much beyond our thoughts, which makes me sweat with wrath. Come on, my fellows, he that retires, I'll take him for a valse, and he shall feel my edge. So it's like this. The appreciation. You need to feel it. You got the visuals down. You're grubbing it up right now. You need to feel it inside, that deep appreciation. Like you looking out into the sunset like, goddamn, that is the best sunset I have ever fucking seen, and actually mean it. With tears in your eyes and mean it.
Someone buy me back in?
And there's not a goddamn one of you that will get up on that stage and do it and mean it.
We lost track of the bounty target. Contract failed.
Not the right one anyway. Ooh, no. Giving me looks with eyes, oh no, dude. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, I'm gonna put you down. You're untrustworthy. Oh, but it's me that's untrustworthy. Oh, no, you are untrustworthy. Oh, the contagion of the South light on you. You shames of Rome, you heard of boils and plagues. Plaster you error that you may be aboard. Further than seen, and one infect another against the wind a mile. You souls of geese that bear the shapes of men, how have you run from slaves that apes would beat? Pluto and hell, all hurt behind, backs red and faces pale with flight and argued fear. Moon charge home. Over the fires of heaven I'll lead the foe and make my wars on you.
Friendly loadout
Look,
drops
Toot,
the
come
way.
on. If you'll stand fast, we'll beat them to their wives as they us to our trenches followed. So now the gates are ope. Now prove good seconds, 'tis for the followers fortune widens them, not for the flyers. Mark me
Enemy
and do the
UAV
like.
is online.
Foolhardiness not I, nor I. See that I've shut him in. To the pot I warned him. What has become of Marcius? Slain, sir, doubtless. Following the flyers at the very heels with him he enters, who upon the sudden clapped to
Someone
the
buy me
gates
back
he is
in?
himself alone to answer all the city. No. Get that satellite off me just for that moment. A little sparkler. Mission Impossible, how now? We have sparklers and satellites, oh no. They're just fooling the world with that arc. Making false statements.
Disregard. Cancel that.
A noble fellow, who sensibly outdares his senseless sword, and when it bows stands up. Thou art left, Marcius, a carbuncle entire, as big as thou art. Or not so rich a jewel, thou wast a soldier to, even to Cato's wish. Thou wast a soldier even to Clayton's wish, not fierce and terrible, only in strokes, but with thy grim looks and thy thunder-like percussion of thy sounds. Thou madest thine enemy shake as if the world were feverous and did tremble. Look, sir. Oi, 'tis Marcius. Let's fetch him off, or make him remain alike. Scene 5. Corioli, a street. This I will carry to Rome, and I this. A moraine on't, I looked this for silver. See here these movers, that to prize their hours, at a crack, did drotch me.
Reloading!
Cushions, leaden spoons, irons of a doit, doublets that hangmen would bury with those that wore them, these base slaves, ere yet the fight be done. Kelton, back up, down with them, Helen Keller. If you're asking a question to me through this light bulb. Now you know, ladies, if you were wondering. And hark, what noise the general makes to him.
Did someone buy me back in?
There is the man of my soul's hate, a Phidias piercing our Romans. Then valiant Titus take convenient numbers to make good the city, whilst I, with those that I have the spirit, will haste to help Cominius. Worthy sir, thou bleedest, thy exercise hath been too violent for such a course of fight. It is pretty hindering.
Max!
Sir, that could be NASA as well. Praise me not. My work hath yet not warmed me, fare you well. The blood I drop is rather physical than dangerous to me. To Phidias thus I will appear and fight. Now the fair goddess, fortune fall deep in love with thee, and her great charms misguide thy opposer's swords. Oh, bold lady, no, bold gentleman, prosperity by the page. Whatever helps. I would be a brighter light, you see, or at least different. Thy friend Nola, who knows she places highest. So farewell, thou worthiest Marcius. Go sound thy trumpet in the marketplace. Call thither all the officers at the town, where they shall know our mind. Away! Scene 6, near the camp of Cominius. Breathe you, my friends, well fought we are come off. Like Romans, neither foolish in our stands, nor cowardly in retire. Believe me, sirs, we shall be charged again. There they are. What we have struck. Double voice through the TV. By interims and conveying gust, we have heard that moment and that time and that devil wanting that TV to be the part of that moment. the charges of our friends, ye Roman gods, lead their success as we wish our own, that both our powers with smiling fronts encountering may give you thankful sacrifice. Thy news the citizens of Corioli have issued and given to Lartius and to Martius battle. I think, okay, that's space. So I think the problem maybe we're having here is the laws, the line I think you've pointed out in the last couple cloud streams. And I think I was just mentioned that you skipped the money part. Like, you don't have money at all. So, like, when you're willing to do something, like, hi-ho! Hi-ho, Silver! You know, exactly. You're talking about, like, a motivational... You're talking about a gear. Something that makes you tick. Essentially a weight system is what it is. So that weight wouldn't be there at all. Like, entirely, it would not be there, which would, like, be kind of a basis of how you were formed. You know, the laws of gravity, physics. And you just attach the weight. Again, you're using my voice ahead of it. You're not doing it. You were just told. It's really unfortunate that I have to, like, get in front of an entire crowd of people and, like, call this one person out, because that's why they're doing it. Up in that tower, and a little girl. Laws of gravity, get them out. Radio City is using my voice ahead of itself. New York. You know, NYC would be my name, right? That acronym. I'm starting to figure my alien friend out. From what I've gathered, it's like a game to them. To them. You know how I just walk up to my game and I just start playing, do whatever the hell I want. Within its bounds. Why do they keep driving by up and down? I want to know why they keep doing that. So now you have NASA is trying to attach gravity to these people and this individual and reroute it. I just have it on camera. You just pumped them. I just watched you do it. Step by step, and you still argue? Now, the way you're arguing, you're just like a child. And you're not training me by any means. You literally have nothing to say and no basis for what you're saying, and it's the majority of you. You literally just say no or yes, and then you don't really give any explanation whatsoever. And it's all of you. And then you, like, throw a fit. Or, like, you try to ignore it and walk away, and it's like, no, you're not. I learned it from you. You would know. Thy news? This is the citizens of Corioli have issued and given to Lartius and to Martius battle. I saw our party to the trenches driven, and then I came away. Though thou speakest truth, methinks thou speakest not well. How long is since? Above an hour, my lord? 'Tis not a mile. Briefly we heard the drums. How couldst thou in a mile confound an hour, and briefly thy news so late? Spikes of the vultures held in me in chase, that I was forced to wheel 3 or 4 miles about. Else had I, sir, half an hour since brought my report. Who's yonder, that goes appear as he were flayed? O ye gods! He has the stamp of Marcius, and I have before time seen him thus. Come I too late? The shepherd knows not thunder from a tabor, more than I know the sound of Marcius' tongue from every meaner man. Come I too late? Aye, if you come not in the blood of others, but Maitland in your own. Oi, let me clip ye, in arms as sound as when I wooed, in heart as merry as when our nuptial day has done, and tarpers burned to bedward. Flower of warriors, how is with Titus Lartius? Go back and watch all those movies. Oh, is this real? She's watching me and watching it. As with a man busied about decrees, condemning some to death, and some to exile. A little bit more than that. Ransoming him, or pitying, threatening the other. Holding Corioli in the name of Rome. There she goes. Even like a fawning greyhound in a leash, to let him slip at will. Where is that slave, which told me they had beat you to your trenches? Where is he? Call him hither. Let him alone. He did inform the truth, but for your gentlemen the common file a plague. Tribunes for them. The mouse ne'er shunned the cat as they did budge, but rascals worse than they. But now prevailed you? Will the time serve to tell? I do not think. Where's the enemy? Are you lords o'er the field? If not, why cease you till you are so? Marcius, we have at disadvantage fought, and did retire to win our purpose. How ties your battle? Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. That didn't even dawn on me. I didn't put the two together. Know you on which side that have placed their men of trust? As I guess Marcius, their bands of Voward are the Antius of their best trust, or from Aufidius, the very heart of hope. I do beseech you, while the battles wherein we have fought, by the blood we have shed together, by the vows we have made to endure friends, that you directly set me against Aufidius and Antiates, and that you not delay the present, but filling the air with swords and advanced and darts, we prove this very hour. Though I could wish you were conducted to a gentle bath, and balms applied to you, yet dare I never deny your asking. Take your choice of those that best can aid your action. Those are they that most are willing, if any such be here, as it were sin to doubt that love this painting wherein you see me smeared. If any fear lesser his person than an ill report. If any think brave death outweighs bad life, and that this country's danger than himself. Oh, they missed the point. Let him alone, or somebody so minded, wait thus to express his disposition, and follow Marcius. Oi, me alone? Make you a sword of me? If these shows be not outward, which of you but is your 4 vultures? None of you but is able to bear against the great Aufidius a shield as hard as his. A certain number, though thanks to all must I select from all the rest, shall bear the business in some other fight. Excuse me. You're worried, I'm not. As cause will be obeyed. Please you to march, and 4 shall quickly draw out command which men are best inclined. A hint of feminine there. There's a hint of feminine. Tut. I decline. March on, my fellows. You got that blue light there? Only way you'd be able to do that is with a nuclear power plant. You're either at the high or you're at the low. Draw out my command. That's where it was. W.O. Wosley. Again, I cannot stress enough that you are in trouble, and you did the wrong thing. She keeps looking up and praying. Scene 7. The gates of Coriolanus. So, let the ports be guarded. Keep your duties as I have set them down. If I do sin, dispatch these sentries to our aid. The rest will serve for a short holding. If we lose the field, we cannot keep the town. Fear not our care, sir. Hence and shut your gates upon us. Our guide are come to the Roman camp to conduct us. Scene 8. A field of battle between the Roman and the Volscian camps. They're doing the. That would probably be the Leaning Tower if that meteor did the same thing. See, the meteor did a curtsy, and I'm doing a curtsy with the word the. And alarum. I'll fight with none but thee, you're... For I do not hate thee worse than a promise breaker. We hate alike, not a frick owns a servant I abhor more than thy fame and envy. Fix thy foot. Let the first budded die the other slave, and the gods doom him after. If I fly, Martius hallow me like a hare. Within these 3 hours, Talus alone I fought in your Coriolanus walls, and made that work I pleased. 'Tis not my blood. Wherein thou seest me ask for the revenge wrench of thy power to the highest. Let me think on that. Hold on. Wert thou the Hector, that ship? The time traveler is what you're asking. Wert thou the Hector? So I'll explain it. That was the whip of your brag progeny. Thou shouldst not escape me there. Officious and not valiant, you have shamed me in your command seconds. So the ship is a reflection. What I saw is just like the Chicago beam, but it's pure. It's pure. If you look at the beam, the cloud gate, there's... I'm not arguing with you. Stop talking. I don't need you to speak for me. DOD. You're not at liberty to speak here. I'm above you. The CV radio, don't ever forget that you're using it. Don't ever backtalk me again. So the ship is pure. It was up in the sky, hovering. It was a diamond shape. It's pure glass, or I mean, it was a reflection like a mirror, completely reflecting. So it was in a shape like this. It's on Earth. I've seen it. Physically, I've seen it. So that's the time traveler. So if you think like Earth's reflection, the reflection would be absorbed into this machine, and then from there it would be like an arena. Heaven and hell. And furthermore, if you're thinking about the Big Bang, so the mass would be deeper down into the very beginning of the Big Bang, and he sent it down the line, and he's fishing. Because his mass is bigger, he can absorb everything. You can't even see it though, that's the thing. Because of the mass, it's all the way down. Yeah, I can see you there, shaking your head. I didn't even realize that. I'm not going to talk about that. That report? Oh my god. I did do the right thing there. And then that? Holy shit. Scene 9, the Roman camp. I forgot. If I should tell thee ere this thy day's work, it was so like vague. Oh, by the way, If you didn't know, if I should tell thee ere this day's work, thou'lt not believe thy deeds, but I'll report it. Where senators shall mingle tears and smiles, where great patricians shall attend and shrug, I that and admire, where ladies shall be frighted. Oh my God, and gladly quaked. Hear me. Where the dull tribunes, that with this, the calf there, that with the fusty plebeians, hate thy honors, shall say against their hearts, we think the gods our Rome hath such a soldier, they're not trustworthy, so yet camps thou to a morsel of this feast, having fully dinned before? Oi, general, here's the steed, we the comparison hadst thou beheld. Pray now, no more. My mother, who hath a charge to extol her blood, when she doth praise me, grieves me. I have done as you have done, what's that what I can? Induced as you have been, that's for my country, he that has but affected his good will hath overturned mine act. Charles, you shall not be the grave of your deserving. Rome must know the value of her own. 'Twere a concealment worse than a theft, no less than a traducement. To hide your doings and to silence that which the spire had top of praises vouched, it would seem but modest. Therefore I beseech you, in sign of what you are, not to reward what you have done, before our army hear me. I have done some wounds upon me, and they smart to hear themselves remembered. Should they not? Well might they fester against ingratitude, and tempt themselves with death, of all the horses whereof we obtain good and good store of all the treasure in the field achieved in city, we render you the 10th, to be 10 forth before the common distribution, as your only choice. I just don't see the point. It's like, I can do this. I'm not going to get up. There's no reason for me to get up there on stage. Unless I'm like... I just don't understand. How now? What do you want me to say here? Here, my vision was, you want to give me that money, I was going to backpack all across the goddamn fucking world. Is what I was going to do. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know who's smiling through my light. I thank you, General, but cannot make my heart consent to take a bribe to pay my sword. It's not a bribe. Ignorance. I do not refuse anything, and stand upon my common part with those that have beheld the doing. Delusional maniac, I don't know where you're coming from at all. It sounds to me like you have a device before it ever came around. You had time to think about it, and now that the person's here, you don't want it to be true. That's what it sounds like to me. It's not changing. You're not getting what you want. I will shit on you. Excuse me. I will lay you to waste, destroy you. You sheep. That's what you're like. You're like flashy sheep. Innocent sheep. You can go ahead and add that to the stereotypes. It's like a phrasing of words. You are a sheep. Literally, an innocent sheep. Like Ned Flanders, but a sheep. Yeah, you're the puppets on the Dark Crystal. May these same instruments which you profane never sound more, when drums and trumpets shall the field prove flatterers. Let courts and cities be made all false face soothing. When steel grows soft as it's like I hate to love you. When steel grows soft as is the parasite silk, let him be made a coverture for the wars. No more, I say, for that I have not washed my nose that bled, or fooled some debile wretch. Which without note, here's many else have done. You shout me forth, in exclamations hyperbolically. As if I loved my little should be disdieted in praises, sauced with lies. Too modest are you, more cruel to your good report than grateful to us that give you truly. By your patience, if 'gainst yourself you be incensed, will put you like one that means his proper harm. The glass here, get off of it. You have an arc, New York. In manacles, down on the Bermuda Triangle. So the way it works, it's a wishbone. When the earth is rotating, when it gets to that edge, the sun on the edge of the earth, it's a wishbone. So take one side away, wherever those monuments are. So as it's hitting the coast, you're going to have one main point, the blue Bermuda Triangle. So as it's rotating, that blue is going to be more dominant, and from there it's going to be a domino effect, and all the other mass is going to follow that blue color. That is what they're doing. That is what they're doing, Mark. I cannot wait. Talking out your fucking ass. A device. They don't believe, as to us all the world, that Caius Marcius wears this war's garland, in token of the which my noble steed, known to the camp, I give him, with all his trim belonging from this time, for what he did before Corioli, call him with all the applause and clamor of the host. Caius Marcius Coriolanus, bear the audition, nobly ever. Caius Marcius Coriolanus, that's a nay. I will go wash. You need some help, bro. I'm gonna have to beat your ass to get it out of you. I promise you. And when my face is fair, you shall perceive whether I blush or know how bite I thank you. I mean to bestride your steed at all times to undercrest your good addition to the fairness of my power. So to our tent, where'er we do repose us, we will write to Rome of our success. You, Titus Lartius, must to Corioli back. Send us to Rome, the best with whom we may articulate for their own good and ours. Ha ha ha! I shall, my lord. The gods begin to mock me. I, that now refuse most princely gifts, am bound to beg of my lord general. Take it, 'tis yours, what's it's. I sometime lay here in Corioli, at a poor man's house. He used me kindly. He cried to me, I saw him prisoner. But then Aufidius was within my view, and wrath overwhelmed my pity. I request you to give my poor host freedom. We well begged, were he the butcher of my son, he should be free as in the wind. Deliver him, Titus. Marcius his name. By Jupiter, forgot. I am weary. Yeah, my memory is turd. Have we no wine here? So. Go we to our tent. The blood upon our visage dries. 'Tis time it should be looked to come, like I said, the blue from the Bermuda Triangle and those blue tints. He's talking about girls, southeast Missouri. The emergency blue lights would be the Bermuda Triangle. So like I said, it is like an eclipse. So whenever the earth is rotating, the blue from the Bermuda is the more dominant. So all the other colors are going to follow that. And from there it's going to be a domino effect with all the other mass. MK Ultra, it can guide you, is what I'm saying. It can influence your thoughts. Literally, the laws of physics. Do what you... anyway. Then you're getting deeper, though. You're getting into, like, all the gases being thrown around and stuff. All the chemicals. You're like rings of Saturn. They linger and resonate, and when you walk around them, all of a sudden you're just jolted out of pure air. I don't know how to explain it. And then they argue. That's the thing. They argue. I'm gonna have to whoop your ass, Corey. And I mean beat you. Scene 10. The Camp of Vultures. Oh, you have nothing. Ooh, nay. I can see the M there, buddy. Snake-like. The town is 10. 'Twill be delivered back on good condition. Condition! I would I were a Roman, for I cannot be a vulture, be that I am. Condition. What good condition can a treaty find? I, the part that is at mercy. 5 times, Marcius, I fought with thee, so often hast thou beat me, and wouldst do so. I think should we encounter as often as we eat. By the elements I ere again I meet him beard to beard. He is mine, or I am his. Mine emulation hath not that honor in't it had. For where I thought to crush him in an equal force, true sword to sword, the true intent, malice, I got the better of him. There's the gravity, you have it. It is being recorded. I'll potch at him some way, or wrath or craft may get him. There's my teeth. He's the devil. Bolder though not so subtle, my valor's poison nuclear bomb that you will not have. With only suffering stained by him, for him shall fly out of itself. Nor sleep, nor sanctuary be naked, sick nor fain, nor capital the prayers of priests, nor times of sacrifice, embarkments, all of fury, shall lift up their rotten privilege and custom against my hate to Marcius. Where I find him, were it at home, upon my brother's guard, even where against my hospital cannon, would I wash my fierce hand in his heart. Go you to the city, idiot. Elliot. That is sad. Learn how 'tis held. And what they are at that must go be hostages for Rome. Will not you go? I'm attendant at the cypress grove, I pray you. 'Tis south the city mills. Bring my word thither how the world goes, that to the pace of it I may spur on my journey. I shall, sir. Alright, Coriolanus, Act 2. Scene 1, Rome, a public place. The augurer tells me we shall have news tonight. Good or bad. Not according to the prayer of the people, for they love not Marcius. Nature teaches beasts to know their friends. Pray you, who does a wolf love? The lamb? Aye, to devour him, as the hungry plebeians would the noble Marcius. He's a lamb indeed, that bays like a bear. He's a bear indeed, that lives like a lamb. You two are old men. Tell me one thing that I shall ask you. Well, sir, and what enormity is Marcius poor in, that you have put not in abundance? He's poor in no one fault, but stored with all. Especially in pride, and topping all others in boasting. This is strange now. Do you two know how you are censured here in the city? I mean, of us with the right-hand file. Do you? Why, how are we concerned? Because you talk of pride now. Will you not be angry? Well, sir, well. Why, 'tis no great matter, for a very little thief of occasion will rob you of a great deal of patience. Give your dispositions the reins, and be angry at your pleasures. At the least, if you take it as a pleasure to you in being so. You blame Marcius for being proud? We do it not alone, sir. I know you can do very little alone, for your helps are many, or else your actions would grow wondrous. Your abilities are too infant-like for doing much alone. You talk of pride. Oh, that you could turn your eyes toward the napes of your necks, and make but an interior survey of your good selves. Oh, that you could. What then, sir? Why, then you should discover a brace of unmeriting, proud, violent, testy magistrates, alias fools, as any in Rome. Menenius, you are known well enough too. I am known to be a humorous patrician and one that loves a cup of hot wine with not a drop of Elaine Tiberant. Said to be something imperfect in favoring the first complaint, hasty and tender-like upon too trivial motion, one that converses more with the buttock of the night than with the forehead of the morning. What I think I utter and spin my malice in my breath. Meeting two such wheelsmen as you are, I cannot tell you Lysagusis. If you drink, you give me touch, my palate adversely. I make a crooked face at it. I cannot say your worships have delivered the matter well when I find the ass and compound with the major part of the syllables. And though I must be content to bear with those that you are reverend grave men, yet they lie deadly that tell you have good faces. If you see this in the map of my microcosm, falls it that I am known well enough too? What harm can your bison, conspicuities glean out of this character if I be known well enough too? Come, sir, come. We know you well enough. You have neither me yourselves, nor anything. You are ambitious for poor knaves, caps, and legs. You are at a good wholesome forenoon and hearing a cause between an orange wife and a facet seller, and then rejoin the controversy of 3 pence to a second day of audience. When you are hearing a matter between party and party, if you chance to be pinched with the colic, you make faces like mummers, set up the bloody flag against all patience, and in roaring for a chamber pot, dismiss the controversy, bleeding, the more entangled by your hearing. All the peace you make in their cause is calling both the parties knaves. You are a pair of strange ones. Come, come, you are well understood to be a perfect gibber for the table than a necessary bencher in the capital. A very priest must become mockers if they shall encounter such ridiculous subjects as you are. When you speak best and to the purpose, it is not worth the wagging of your beards. And your beards deserve not so honorable a grave as to stuff a vulture's cushion or to be entombed in an ass-packed saddle. Yet, you must be saying Marcius is proud, who in a cheap estimation is worth all your predecessors since Dasalion. Though peradventure some of the best of them were hereditary hangmen. Good din to your worships. More of your conversation would infect my brain, being the herdsman of the beastly plebeians. I will be bold to take my leave of you. How now, my as fair as noble ladies, and the noon with earthly so nobler? Or did you follow your eyes so fast? Honorable Minius, my Marcius approaches. For the love of Juno, let's go. Ah, no. Marcius coming home? Aye. Worthy Menenius, and that most prosperous approbation. Take my cap, Jupiter, and I thank thee. Who? Who? Marcius coming home? Nay, 'tis true. Look here's a letter from him. The state hath another, his wife another, and I think there's one at home for you. I will make my very house real tonight. A letter from me. Yes, certain. There's a letter for you. I saw it. A letter from me? It gives an estate of 7 years' health, in which time I will make a lip at the physician. The most sovereign prescription in Gallon is but empiriceutic, and to this preservative of no better report than a horse drench. He is not wounded. He was wont to come home wounded. Oi, no. Oh, he is wounded. I thank the gods for it. So do I too, if it be not too much. Brings a victory in his pocket. The wounds become him. On's brows, Menenius. He comes the third time home with the Oakland garland. Has he disciplined Aufidius soundly? Titus Lartius writes, they fought together, but Aufidius got off, and 'twas time for him too. I'll warrant him that, as he had stayed by him, I would not been so fidiused for all the chests in Corioli, and the gold that's in them. Is the Senate possessed of this? Good ladies, let's go. Yes, yes, yes. The Senate has letters from the general. Reroute, reroute. It's a ball. It's higher than your robot that you have. Ooh, that weight. Because I know what it is, Julius Caesar. Brothers till the end, wherein he gives my son the whole name of the war. He hath in the action outdone his former deeds doubly. In troth, there's wondrous things spoke of him. Wondrous, aye, I warrant you, and not without his true purchasing. The gods grant them true. True? Pow wow.
I will turn this tide. Ready arms!
It's very funny. True. I'll be sworn they are true. Where is he wounded? God save your good worships. Marcius is coming home. He has more cause to be proud. Where is he wounded? Aye, the shoulder, and aye, the left arm. There will be large cicatrices to show that people when he shall stand for his place. He received in the repulse of Tarquin 7 hurts. Aye, the body. Yeah, you put up a stumbling block on that. Oh my goodness. One eye the neck, and 2 eye the thigh. There's 9 that I know. He had, before his last expedition, 25 wounds upon him. Now it's 27, every gash with an enemy's grave. Hark, the trumpets! These are the ushers of Marcius. Before him he carries noise, and behind him he leaves tears. Death, the dark spirit, in the nervy arm doth lie, which being advanced, declines, and then men die, wounded knee. The bat cave. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's definitely that. It is definitely what it is. As soon as I hit wounded knee, it was like a stab. Whoever's out there, I hear you. Really? No, Rome, that all alone Marcius did fight, Pete, within Corioli gates, where he hath won with the fame of name, to Caius Marcius. These in honor follows Coriolanus. Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus. Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus. No more of this, it does not offend my heart. Pray now, no more. Get your ass together. I don't even know what to say to you. That's the first time I've seen you in probably 20 fucking years. You look like shit. Look, sir, your mother. The ostrich. You have, I know, petitioned all the gods for my prosperity. Nay, my good soldier, up, my gentle Marcius, worthy Caius, and by deed achieving honor newly named. What is it? Coriolanus, must I call thee? But oi, thy wife! My gracious silence, hail, wouldst thou have laughed, had I come coffined home? That weepest to see my triumph. Ah, my dear, such eyes the widows and Corioli wear, and mothers that lack sons. Now the gods crown thee, and live you yet. Oi, my sweet lady, pardon. I know not where to turn. Oi, welcome home. And welcome, general, and you're welcome all. 100,000 welcomes I could weep, and I could laugh. I am light and heavy. Welcome. Let's get ready to rumble. Las Vegas. A curse. Big knot, very root on a heart. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. I believe you had a certain individual there, group of them, that is not glad to see thee. You are 3 that Rome should dote on. Yet by the faith of men, we have some old crab trees here at home that will not be grafted to your relish, that's it. Yet welcome, warriors. We call a nettle but a nettle, and the faults of fools with folly. Ever right. Menenius, ever. Give away there and go on. Your hand and yours to Volumnia and Valyria. Ere your own house I do shade my head. The good patricians must be visited, for whom I have received not only greeting, but with them change of honor. I have lived to see inherited my very wishes, and the buildings of my fancy. Only there's one thing wanting, which I doubt not, but our Rome will cast upon thee. No, good mother, I had rather be their servant in my way than sway with them in theirs. On to the capital. All tongues speak of him, and the bleared sights are spectacle to see him. He's a prattly nurse into a rapture, lets her baby cry while she chats him. The kitchen malkin pins her richest lock for him, about her reachy neck, clambering the walls to eye him. Stalls, books, windows are smothered up, leads filled, and ridges horsed with variable complexions. Nay. All agreeing in earnestness to see him. Seld shone, flamens, do press among the popular throngs, and puff to win a vulgar station. Our veiled dames commit the war of white and damask, and their nicely galled cheeks to the wanton spoil of Phoebus' burning kisses. Such a pother, if that whosoever god who leads him were slowly crept into his human powers and gave him graceful posture. On the sudden I warrant him consul. Then our office may, during the power, go sleep. He cannot temperately transport his honors from where he should begin and end, but will lose those he hath won. And that's their comfort. Doubt not the commoners for whom we stand, but they upon their ancient malice will forget with the least cause these his new honors, which that he'll give them make I as little question as he is proud to.
The sun will rise on a peaceful
I heard him swear, were he to stand for consul, never would he appear at the marketplace, nor on him puts the Naples vesture of humility, nor, showing as the manner is his wounds to the people, bed their stinking breaths. I don't talk to my brother, which is what you're pointing out to that blackboard there. L.A. Me and my brother don't talk like that, which you probably know more than I do. So, let's get your facts straight here. No. 'Tis right. It was his word, or he would miss it rather than carry it but with the suit of the gentry of him that the desire of the nobles. I wish no better than to have him hold the purpose and to put it in execution. 'Tis most like he will. It shall not be to him then, at our good wills, a sure destruction. So it must fall out to him of our authorities for an end. We must suggest to people in what hatred we so hath held them, that to his power he would have made them mules, silenced their pleaders, and disproprieted their freedoms, holding them in human action and capacity, of no more soul nor fitness for the world than camels in the war, who have their provant only for bearing burdens, and sore blows for sinking under them. How now? This, as you say, suggested, at some time when his soaring insolence shall teach the people, which time shall not want, if he be put upon't, and that's as easy as to set dogs on sheep. Will be his fire to kindle their dry stubble, and their blaze shall darken him forever. What's the matter? You are sent for the capital. 'Tis thought that Marcius shall be consul. I have sent the dumb men throng to see him, and the blind to hear him speak. Matrons flung gloves. Ladies and maids their scarfs and handkerchiefs upon him as he passed. The nobles bended as to Jove's statue, and the commons made a shower and thunder with their caps and shouts. I never saw the like. Let's go to the capital, and carry with us ears and eyes for the time, but hearts for the event. Have with you? Scene 2. The same, the capital. Come. They're almost here. How many stand for consulships? 3, they say, but 'tis thought of everyone Coriolanus will carry it. Okay. That's a brave fellow. But he's vengeance proud and loves not common people. Faith? There have been many great men that have flattered the people who ne'er loved them, and there be many that have loved, and they know not wherefore. So if they love, they know not why. They hate upon no better ground. Therefore for Coriolanus, neither to care whether they love or hate him, manifests the true knowledge he has in their disposition, and out of the noble carelessness lets them plainly see it. The last time I saw Cory, I don't even remember. We were kids. I think he had a baseball game. I went to go see him in his baseball game. He had time to. You fool! We were sitting on the tennis court playing baseball. We were playing Indian ball, is what it was. And then we had to stop because I hit a home run. I hit it into the wood and we couldn't find the ball. That was the last time I seen him. Right there in the entrance of town. Oh man, you made some false statements and you assaulted me in my home with a device that I cannot see. With an attachment.
Surrender your
Ooh, you in some deep shit. Someone is. Oh. Stealth bomber. If he did not care whether he had their love or no, he waved indifferently. Twixt doing them neither good nor harm, you look like shit. But he seeks their hate with greater devotion than they can render him thank you, and leaves nothing undone that may fully discover him their opposite. Now, to seem affect the malice and displeasure of the people as it is bad, as which he dislikes, to flatter them for their love. He hath deserved worthily of his country, and his accent is not by much easy degrees, as those who, having been supple and courteous to the people, bonneted without any further deed to have them at all into their estimation and report. Hello, Grandma. But he hath so planted his honors in their eyes. ISS, I can feel you. Hi, why can I feel you? Me. Step by step. False alarm. But he hath so planted his honors in their eyes and his action in their hearts, that further tongues to be silent, and not confess so much, were a kind of ingrateful injury. To report otherwise were a malice that giving itself the lie, no, it would pluck reproof and rebuke from every ear that heard it. No more of him. He is a worthy man. Make way, they are coming. No. Having determined of the Vultuses and to send for Titus Lartius, it remains, as the main point of this our after meeting, to gratify the noble service that hath stood for this country. Therefore please you, most reverend and grave elders. Man, I'm trying over here shucking corn. Back off. To desire the present council and last general in our well-found successes. To report a little of that worthy work performed by Caius Marcius Coriolanus, whom we meet here both to thank. And to remember with honors like himself.
I found an eyewitness.
You fool. Speak good, Cominius, leaving nothing out for length. And make us thank rather our state's defective for requital. Then we to stretch it out. Masterly with people. We do request your kindest ears, and after your loving motion toward the common body, to yield what passes here. We are convented upon a pleasing treaty, and have hearts inclining to honor and advance the theme of our assembly, which the rather we shall be blessed to do. If you remember a kinder value of the people than he hath hereto prized them at. That is you, not me. That attachment. That's off. Would you rather have been silent? Please you to hear Cominius speak? Most willingly, no, but yet my caution has more pertinent than the rebuke you give it. He loves your people, but tie him not to be their bedfellow. Worthy Cominius, speak. Nay, keep your place. Sit, Coriolanus, never shame to hear what you have nobly done. Your honor's pardon. I'd rather have my wounds to heal again than hear say how I got them. Sir, I hope my words dispensed you not. No, sir, yet oft when blows have made me stay, I fled from words you sooth not, therefore hurt not, but people I love them as they weigh. Pray now, sit down. I'd rather have one scratch my head, I the sun, when the alarum were struck, than idly sits to hear my nothings monstered. Masters of the people, your multiplied spawn, how can be flatter? That's 1,000 to 1 good one. When you now see he had rather venture all his limbs for honor that one in on's ears to hear it. Proceed, Cominius. I shall lack voice. The deeds of Coriolanus should not be uttered feebly. It is held that valor is the chiefest virtue, and most dignifies the haver. If it be, the man I speak of cannot in the world be singly counterpoised. At 16 years, when Tarquin made a home for Rome, he fought beyond the mark of others, our then dictator, whom with all praise I point at. Saw him fight. One with this Amazonian chin do drove the bristled lips before him. He bestrid an oil-pressed Roman. And I the consul view slew 3 opposers. Tarquin himself he met, and struck him on his knee in that day's feats. When he might act the woman in the scene, he proved best man I the field, and for his meed was brow bound with his oak. His pupil age may enter thus, nay, he waxed like a seed, and of the brunt of 17 battles since, no. He lurched all swords of the garland. Oh, for this last before, and in Corioli let me say, I cannot speak him home. He stopped the flyers, and by this rare example made the coward turn terror into sport. As weeds before a vassal under sail, so men obeyed, and fell below his stem, his sword, death's stamp. Where it did mark, it took. From face to foot he was a thing of blood, whose very motion was timed with dying cries, I hear you. Alone he entered the mortal gate of the city, which he painted with a shunless destiny. Aidless came off, and with a sudden reinforcement struck Corioli like a planet. Now, all's his, when by and by the dim of war gan pierce his ready sense. Then straight his doubled spirit requickened what in flesh was fagited. And to the battle came he, where he did run seeking o'er the lives of men, as if 'twere a perpetual spoil. Until we called both field and city ours, he never stood to ease his breast with panting. Worthy man, he cannot but with measure fit the honors which we devise him. Our spoils he brooded at, and looked upon things precious as they were.
Oh, I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say fair. Patience pays off.
Okay. The common muck, or the world, he covets less than misery itself would give. Rewards his deeds with doing them, and is content to spend the time to end it. He's right noble. Let's call him be called for. Call Coriolanus. He doth appear. The Senate, Coriolanus, are well pleased to make thee consul. I do owe them still my life and services. It then remains that you do speak to the people. No. I do beseech you, let me o'erleap that custom, for I cannot put on the gown, stand naked, and entreat them, for my wound's sake, to give their suffrage please you, that I may pass this doing. Sir, the people must have their voices, neither will they bate one lot of ceremony. But then not to't. Pray you, go fit you to the custom, take to you, as your predecessors have your honor with your form. It is a part that I shall blush in acting, and might well be taken from the people. Mark you that? To brag unto them thus I did, and thus show them the unaching scars which I should hide. as if I had received them for the hire of their breath only. Do not stand upon't. We recommend to you, tribunes of this people, our purpose to them, and to our noble consul wish we all joy and honor. To Coriolanus come all joy and honor. You see how he intends to use the people? May they perceive intent? He will require them as if he did contempt, when he requested should be in them to give. Come, we'll inform them of our proceedings here on the marking place. I know they do attend us. Scene 3, the same, the forum. No. Once if you do require our voices, we ought not to deny him. We may, sir, if we will. We have power in ourselves to do it, but it is power that we have no power to do. For if he show us wounds and tell us his deeds, we are to put our tongues into those wounds and speak for them. So if he tell us his noble deeds, we must also tell him our noble acceptance of them. Ingratitude is monstrous, and for the multitude to be ungrateful were to make a monster of the multitude, of the which we being members should bring ourselves to monstrous members. Aristotle. And to make us no better thought of a little helpful serve. For once we stood up about the corn, he himself struck not to call us many-headed multitude over his shucking. We have been called so of many, not that our heads are some brown, some black, some Abram, some bald, but that our wits are so diversely colored. And truly I think, if all our wits were to issue out of one skull, they would fly east, west, north, south, and their consent of one direct way should be at once to all the points away the compass. Think you so? Which way do you judge my wit would fly? Nay, your wit will not so soon out as another man's will. 'Tis strongly wedged up in a blockhead, but if it were at liberty, 'twould sure southward. Why, that way. I see you. To lose itself in a fog, where being 3 parts melted away with rotten dews, the 4th would return to conscience sake, to help to get thee a wife. You are never without You are never without your tricks. You may. Are you all resolved to give your voices? But that's no matter. The greatest part carries it. I say, if you would incline to the people, there was never a worthier man. Now, here he comes, and in the gown of humility mark his behavior. We are now to stay all together, to come by him where he stands, by 1, by 2s, and by 3s. He's to make his requests by particulars, wherein every one of us has a single honor in giving him our own voices with our own tongues. Therefore follow me, and I'll direct him how you shall go by him. Content. Why, sir, you are not right. Have you not known the wisest men have done it? Out of 1,000,000,000, why see? What must I say? I pray, sir, plague upon't, I cannot bring my tongue to such a pace. Look, sir, my wounds. I got them in my country's service when some certain of your brethren roared and ran from the noise of our own drums. Oi me, the gods! You must not speak of that. You must not desire them to think them upon you. Think upon me. Hang 'em. I would they forget me like the virtues which are divine to lose by me. Cat scratch fever. You mar all. I'll leave ya. Pray you. Speak to him, I pray you, in a wholesome manner. Oh, he said yes. Oh, there it was. Cat scratch fever on the LED there. But them wash their faces and keep their teeth clean. So here comes a brace. You know the cause, sir, of my standing here? We do, sir. Tell us what hath brought you to't. Mine own desert. Your own desert. Not my own desire. How not your own desire? No, sir. 'Twas never my desire yet to trouble the poor with begging. You must think if we give you anything, we hope to gain by you. Well then, I pray. Your price with the consulship. The price is to ask it kindly. Kindly, sir, I pray. Let me hat. I have wounds to show you, which shall be yours in private. Your good voice, sir, what say you? You shall have, worthy sir. A match, sir. There's an all too worthy voices begged. I have your alms, I do. But this is something odd. And 'twere to give again, but 'twas no matter. Pray you now, it may stand with the tune of your voices, that I may console. I have here the customary gown, Sir Banker. You have deserved nobly of your country, and you have not deserved nobly. Your enigma? You have been a scourge to her enemies, you have been a rod to her friends. You have not indeed loved the common people. You should account me to that virtuous that I have not been common in my love. I will, sir, flatter my sworn brother, the people. To earn a dear estimation of him. 'Tis a... I heard you. 'Tis a condition they account gentle, and since the wisdom of their choice is rather to have my hat than my heart, I will practice the insinuating nod, and be off to them most counterfeitly. That is, sir, I will counterfeit the bewitchment of some popular man, and gave it bountiful to the desirers. Therefore beseech you, I may console. I saw it, that's why. We hope to find your friend, and therefore give you our voices heartily. You have received many wounds, have not seen anything else for your country. I will not seal your knowledge with showing them. I will make much of your voices, and so trouble you no further. How now? The gods give you joy, Sir Hartley. Most sweet voices. Better it is to die, better to starve, than crave the hire which first we do deserve. Why in this wolfish togue should I stand here to beg of Hop and Dick that you appear their needless vouches? Custom calls me to it what custom wills, and all things should we do't. The dust on antique time would lie unswept, and mountainous air be too highly heaped for truth to overappear. Okay. Rather than fool it so, let the high office and the honor go to one that I would do thus. I am half through the one part suffered, and other will I do. Here come more voices. If you just did what I think you did. Your voices. For your voices I have fought, but for your voices bare of wounds 24 odd. It's looking for a landing pad, and it does not have one, any way you look at it. Even from a... If you were to take Adobe Express, and it randomly generates, it can't in my mind, it cannot randomly generate. There is no landing clip for it. Battles, thrice 6 I have seen and heard of. For your voices have done many things. Some less, some more. Your voices, indeed, I would be consul. He has done nobly and cannot go without any honest man's voice. Therefore let him be consul. No. The gods give him joy and make him good friend to his people. Amen, amen. God save thee, noble consul. Worthy voices. You have good stood your limitation, and the tribunes. And do you with the people's voice, remain that in the official marks invested, you anon do meet the Senate. Is this done? The custom of request you have discharged, the people do admit you, and are summoned to meet anon upon your approbation. Where? At the Senate House? There, Coriolanus, may I change these garments? You may, sir. That I'll straight do, and knowing myself again repair to the Senate House. I'll keep you company, will you along? We stay here for the people. Fare you well. He has it now, and by his looks methinks 'tis warm at heart. With a proud heart we wore his humble weeds. Will you dismiss the people? How now, my masters? Have you chose this man? He has our voices, sir. We pray the gods he may deserve your love. Amen, sir. To my poor unworthy notice, he mocked us when he begged our voices. Certainly he flattered us downright. No, 'tis his kind of speech, he did not mock us. Not one among us save yourself but says he used us scornfully. He should have showed us his marks of merit, wounds received for his country. Why, so he did, I am sure. No man saw him. He said he had wounds, which he could show in private, and with his hat, thus waving it in scorn. I would be consul, says he, age custom, but your voices will not so permit thee. Your voices, therefore, when we granted that, here was I thank you for your voices. Thank you, and it fits the face. Hermes. Now I see your most sweet voices. Now you have left your voices, I have no further with you. So was not this mockery? Why, either you ignorant to see it, or seeing it of such childish friendliness to yield your voices? Could you not have told him as you were lessoned, when he had no power, but was a petty servant to the state? He was your enemy, ever spake against your liberties and the charges that you bear, I the body of the wheel, and now arriving a place of potency and sway of the state, if you should still malignantly remain fast slow to the plebe, your voices might be curses to yourselves. Here's your sign, buddy. No. That is his worthy deeds. Stumbling block, can you please stop that? That is his worthy deeds to claim no less than what he'd stood for. So his gracious nature would think upon you for your voices, and translate his malice toward you into love, standing your friendly lord. Nay. Thus to have said, as you were fore advised, had touched his spirit and tried his inclination. No. From him plucked either his gracious promise, which you might as cause had called you up, have held him to, or else it would give gall this surely nature, which easily endureth not article. Tying him to ox, or putting him to rage, you should have ta'en the advantage of his collar, and passed him unelected. Did you perceive he did solicit you in free contempt, when he did need your loves? And do you think this contempt shall not be bruising to you, when he hath power to crush? Pal block. That's a pal block right there. Get him off. Dude, you are desperate, is what you are. Why had your bodies no heart among you? Or had your tongues to cry against the rectorship of judgment? Have you ere now denied this asker? And now again of him that did not ask, but mocked, bestow your sued for tongues. He's not confirmed, we may deny him yet. And we'll deny him, I'll have 500 voices of that sound. Aye, twice 500 and their friends to piece 'em. Get you hence instantly, and tell those friends they have a chose, a consul that will from them take their liberties. Make them of no more voice than dogs that are as often beat for barking as therefore kept to do so. Let them assemble, and on a safer judgment I'll revoke your ignorant election. Enforce his pride and his old hate unto you. Besides, forget not with what contempt he more the humble weed. How in his suit he scorned you, but your love, sinking upon his services, took from you the apprehension of his present portents, which most gibbonly ungravely he did fashion after inverterate hate he bears you. No. Lay a fault on us, your tribunes, that we labored no impediment between, but that you must cast your election on him. Oh, everybody at once? Say, you chose him more oft after our commandment than we as guided by your own true affections, and that your minds preoccupied with that what you rather must do, that what you should, made you against the grain to voice some consul, lay the fruit on us. Aye, spare us not. Say we read lectures to you. How youngly he began to serve his country, how long continued, and what stock he springs of in noble house with the Martians, from whence came that Angus Martius, Nubus' daughter's son, who after great Hostilius here was king. Of the same house Publius and Quintus were, that our best water brought by conduits hither, and Censorinus, that were so surnamed, and nobly named so, twice being censored. What is this? Did you not just sit down to eat? was his great ancestor. What is your problem? Once thus descended, that hath beside no. Well in the person wrought to be set high in place. We did commend to your remembrances that bought, but you have found, scaling his present barren with a great past, that he's your fixed enemy and revoked your sudden approbation. Nay, robot, no. Adam and the ladder of divine dissension and ascension. So technically Adam would be God. I would be God. Now you have Hermes in the mix, but you can hear his voice because there's no weight to it. There's no landing drop. Say you ne'er had done harp on that still, but by our putting on, and presently, when we have drawn your number, repair to the capital. We will so almost all repent in their election. Let them go on. This mutiny were better put in hazard than stay basked out. For greater, if as his nature is, he fall in rage with a refusal, both observe and answer the vantage of his anger. To the capital come. We will be there before the stream with the people, and this shall seem so partly 'tis their own, which we have goaded onward.